Hello everybody, this is Kysen here and welcome back to another episode here on Tropico 5. Now last time we set up a bit of a city and I'm going to get that playing as we start this game off. So a couple of things to talk about. First of all, I noticed that my mouse was a bit off centre in the recording. So when I was clicking on things it wasn't in the right place on the recording, which was quite weird. Not exactly sure why that was, but I am trying to fix that. I think I have fixed it now, so we'll see in this video. But if not, I'll keep working on that until I do. Now I know a couple of you were worried about this over here, this negative money that it was happening. A couple of you messaged me about that, particularly Haley and Shady, who were wondering if I'd ever get this money back. This is kind of an aggressive way to play the game, I'll give you that, but in my experience it just works out better in the long run. You end up with all your farms getting built obviously much quicker because you build them all right from the start, and your economy will start to grow in the future. So basically what I do, and let's crank this up actually, so we'll get it onto the faster speed now, and then hopefully you'll see that this money will start to be generated again. So it does mean that you have to spend a little bit of time kind of waiting around for things to happen, in terms of getting your money back, but I think it's a good thing. Now these guys did some exploring, and they've now got this mine here, so we can see we've got a bauxite mine there, so that's good. We will do more with that later on. Now I've got another task here. What do they want me to do? Build a library. I'll accept that. I will be building a library. So I need a new library and a new logging camp. I think the logging camp, yeah, this is the important one if our mandate starts to get low. So we've got 3 years and 7 months left at the moment. We want to obviously bump that up and get more mandates so that we don't get kicked off of our island, because that would suck. But other than that, everything's looking good. Now did I do trade last time? I don't think I did I? So at the moment, oh no, I've got wool here being exported. Okay, and as far as the ranches go, we've got goats, cattle, pigs, goats. So I don't actually have a llama ranch, do I? That's a bit of a problem if I'm trying to export wool. So I'd better figure out. Let's change this one here to llamas. It's not ideal, but it will do for the early game. And we'll put that on high priority. That means it'll get built ahead of other things. So once that wool's been produced, we'll make money off of those trades, and that'll all be good. So here we go. We've got a freighter there, exported some of our goods. We've got $3,000 that came in there. As you can see, there are other expenses, and I did drop down to about, I don't know, 16 or something, I think. So it's starting to come back. We've still got a few years left on the mandate, so we should be fine. Now what I'm going to do is, we're on 3 years and 2 months right now. It's just dropped 3 years and 1 month, and we're down negative $9.5 I'm going to probably do a bit of a cut here. I'm just going to leave it speeding along until we get our money into a more positive position, and then I'll come back and do an update then, because really all I'm going to do now is watch this stuff, watch the money come in, and that's not going to be the most exciting thing for you guys to see. So I will be back in just a sec. Okay guys, just a quick update. Our logging camp got built. So we got an extra 6 months whacked onto our mandate, so I'm back up to 3 years, 1 month, which is roughly where I left you, so it's been about 6 months into in-game time. You can see here I'm now down about -9, so roughly where I was before. There's been a few ups and downs. And I've come to this where, because I built the logging camp, I've been offered some rewards. So another tip here, a lot of you would think, let's go for the treasury subsidy, I should say, for $5,000, because we're already negative quite a bit. Or you might also be tempted to do the mandate of 12 months, but you'll get plenty more what am I trying to say? Challenges is the word I'm looking for. You'll get plenty more challenges where you can extend your mandate, so don't worry about that. As far as $5,000 in the Swiss bank, I would say don't worry about that. Once we get later on into the game, I'll show you some edicts and things you can do to get lots of money into your Swiss bank account. And for those of you that aren't aware about this, you can basically use the money in Swiss bank to upgrade your dynasty members, but more on that later in the game. But I would say go for the colonists, because that'll make your economy grow, and it will basically get the money going into a more positive situation a lot more quickly. So as tempting as it is, basically I'm saying don't do that. Now obviously we can go to negative 10k, so if we got to negative say 7k, we'd have $3,000 that we could spend. And I want to come on to the best way to spend that money in a second. First thing I want to do though is just check here. Open jobs, 28, okay. And of those open jobs I meant to check, you can see down in the bottom, just down here, if I hover over it, they're all illiterate jobs. So that's all farm workers. Now what I want to do is concentrate and keep spending my money getting new farm workers in. And the way that we do that, I don't have enough money to show you at the moment, but basically if I hover over a farm here, click on that, go to the workers section. If I had just $50 spare to spend, I could invite a foreign worker. Oh, there we go, for $50. And that'll get someone in working on that farm. Now what you want to do, now we're actually down to just -3 at the moment. I'm now going to get myself negative a lot more, because I'm going to go through all my farms and invite foreign workers to anywhere that there's a space. Because this will boost the economy in the long run. Again, it's a short-term loss, and it's going to cost us a little bit of money. It's going to boost our population up, so that's a good thing early on in the game. You want to obviously get more people in there. But besides that, it's just a nice way to get your economy off to a pretty decent start. So construction office, we get a couple of those in. That's not really necessary. I'm just kind of doing that more because I want to than because I actually should. And these, so sometimes they turn up and they actually take a different job, and there's a few reasons for that. But you can see that already here I'm in positive, and I just spent hundreds of dollars getting a load of people in to work on these places. This one here, logging camp. Wow. Okay, let's whack that up. Let's see if we can get a few people in here. Come on. Okay, we're still going to need a few more by the looks of things, so that's fine, we can get those in. And another thing we can do is build the library, because that will also get our research points off to a good... basically you build a library and it will give you research points, so your research will get done quicker. Now, what I want to do is I want to build kind of like an area around the palace. So if I run a road sort of down here, yeah, it's not going to let me do that. It's really annoying the way that the roads work on this. So I need to demolish this road here, and time needs to move for that to happen. Okay, so if we go on to building some roads, we want to go just past the palace by 1, up like that, and then back on ourselves there. Now eventually, the things that you see around here, so our is that construction office, yeah, and the logging camp, they'll be gone. I'm just going to pause this a second. So we can have a bit of a, I guess like a posh area, you would call it, just going on around here, and we'll have some parks and things thrown in there. What I'm thinking I can do is, we need to build a library, so that'll be under research here. We've got enough money to do that at the moment. One thing I do want to do, oh, and by the way, so at the moment I'm holding down the Alt key. If I wasn't, then this just goes round and round. That's how you rotate the building. So a little tip there, if you hold down Alt, you can scroll in and get a closer view, and you can get really close up to this. And that's the library building, obviously that's the front, and then there's a back courtyard there. Let's just zoom out a little bit. I think for now I'll look to put the library just in here. It's quite a nice building, you can see there, it's like quite a posh looking building. So anything that's posh we can put going around the palace. Now, do I want it like there or more central? Actually, it's not going to be able to be central, so maybe. It's not wanting to play ball. You know what I think I'll do then for now? I'm just going to put it in there, and I'm probably going to move that later, but for now, that can go in there. Now here I was building a ranch for goats, that's almost done, it is now done. So we can get some more foreign workers in here as well. I'm not sure if I did set the budget, okay, that's good. So we get those in. And once we get our research done, we can start upgrading these as well, but that will come later. So I was actually positive, and then I built a library and did a lot of other stuff, so I'm negative a lot again. It's kind of how I play my early game. I do spend a lot of time negative, but you'll see that I have been obviously making a lot of money to get back from the negative like 16k to even being positive in the first place. And it comes in waves, so it drops down a bit, and now it's gone up again, and it will keep doing that. So just don't worry too much about that. You see now we're only down to -3, and that does mean we can spend money. Oh, and we have a new task as well. Export 5,000 logs. Well, I'm definitely going to accept that, because that's going to happen anyway. We've got a logging camp here, so naturally these logs get taken down to the dock, and they will be exported, so that's cool. And we're getting plenty of people coming to our town. We got 122 population now, so that's pretty good for this stage of the game. Pretty happy with that. You don't want to grow too fast either. So our open jobs is now 0, which tells me we need to build things and spend more money, because we're only -3 grand at the moment, so obviously we want to spend a lot more than that. I like to just spend as much as I can. Now, I'm thinking lambs would have been good, but I actually sacrificed, I can't remember whether it was cattle or pigs. Now they're both reasonably the same. I just want to check. So we have at the moment goats, cattle, pigs, goats. Alright, so for balance I think I'll do another cattle ranch here. We'll get that one just in there like that. And as far as the plantations go, we could probably put another one of those in. So we have cotton, corn, cocoa, pineapple. So what we don't have is bananas. Wait, maybe we do have bananas, I actually can't remember. My memory is shocking. So I want to put that in right next to this one. It doesn't matter if we do already have one, we'll put another one in there. And we'll extend the road down one past there again, so we've got that option for the future. We're now negative 6k. I think the final thing... See, we've got a nice little ranch area going on here. We've got a nice road of plantations like this. This is great because the Teamsters can just go up and down these roads to and from the docks and our plantations and our ranches, and that ensures that you do get a good return for your resources getting transported quickly and that sort of thing. One other thing I'll check is how many... so happiness, housing here, 25, homeless, 32. It's not great, given this population, but there's an edict you can do. And I can't do it right yet, but I will be able to do it soon. Urban development decreases cost of all residential buildings by 50% of their price. So I want to wait and do a big housing development once I can issue that edict to obviously save the money. Clearly it makes a lot of sense to do that, and that's a good way forward. Now, for my research, I'm actually going to change this up, I think. And I'm going to get mines going on first, then I'm going to do the ranches, and then the farm upgrades. So I've completely revamped that, and once this library's built, which I'll put to a high priority now, and we'll whiz on forwards, that'll start to research those things, and then we can start building mines. So we have a mine here, iron, and we have a mine at the back there, the bauxite. I believe, yes, there's one here as well, another bauxite mine. Oh, and this one, for coal. So we've got quite a lot of mines here. So definitely want to crack on with doing a load of mining, get those resources in, and that'll also give our economy a good boost as well once that's going on. We're getting a few of these things developing. You get these little shacks here. And that's because we have homeless people, so they form these little shack things and live, and they're living near the farms because they I think they live in areas close to where they're going to work. So you have to try and kind of balance that out. But I'm not too worried about that. I mean, a lot of Caribbean islands, they have these shacky things going on. So I'm not too worried that we have that. Alright, we are now positive. There we go. So do we want to build anything? Let's zoom out and just come down here. And you see that our fry to exported goods, 11.8, so almost 12k. That's really good for this stage of the game, actually, if I do say so myself. But I want to have a look now at the wharf. Now, if I were to build this, where would be a good place? Is there any... So there's fish over there. These little icons show you. So we could put a wharf in there. It would get extra food going on and give us some fish. I might save that though for a time when people are a bit unhappy with the choice of food or something like that. You might also get a task. Sometimes you get a task to build these things. So it's better to wait and get the task, and then it will do it obviously a lot quicker. Okay, we want to set the budget on our plantation. So I guess we didn't have banana, so I need to control click this actually to make sure it sets that for all future ones. And we'll just keep inviting in these foreign workers, and I'll spend up to $1,000. I think 1,000 might even be the max, but you can spend good money on these, because if I look at this farm here, at the moment we're getting $276 of profit. That's per month for a cocoa plantation. Lifetime profit here, almost 6 grand. You hire these workers, they're there for a very long time. I think sometimes they do switch jobs, but they are there for a long time, so it's definitely worth getting them in when you can. It's just a little bit of micromanagement, and that can get a bit boring. Now we have some managers we can put in here. So a tycoon will increase the effectiveness. Aha, mine's unlocked. Well, that's the next thing that we'll be doing. I think what we want to do actually is get a manager in the library. So we'll put the tycoon there, and we need to put on max budget for the tycoon to have effect. That should get us an extra worker maybe at some stage, but they need to be college educated, so we might not have loads of those. Okay, research the trigger. We will obviously do that at some point. You research everything as you go along, so that is a bit of a easy one. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to just pause here so we can put in our mines. So I'm going to put in one of the bauxite mines, which is obviously that one there, and for now we'll just put the road in like this. Again, that's not how that's going to end up, but that'll do for the time being. And we'll whack in a road here going across to this mine, which, let's see, mine, get that one in there. I think I'll just do those two for now, and I'll save this one for later. That should be enough. So that, again, let's whiz on through and they can start being built. And I'm already starting to get to a stage where I've got more money than I know what to do with. I'm up to 13k now. At this stage of the game, that is very good. And all I'd really do on this game is just keep the micromanagement up, keep looking for these workers, where possible getting new workers, and it's just the best way to keep boosting your economy. But at the moment we seem to be doing pretty good on everything. The library has now filled up, so that's cool. Let's have a look here. We had a cheapskate, so we can reduce the budget for the building. So $80 for that one, $40 for that one, $80. Let's put the cheapskate in there. Hire a cheapskate, and now down to $72. So it's a small saving, but why not have it? Open jobs, there's 4, and they are in the iron mine. So again, we want to whack this up to full budget, and we'll see those people start to come in. What do we want here? Branch upgrades are unlocked. Oh, this is just telling me that it's done the research. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through and we are going to upgrade all of our ranches. And this money, you will get it back reasonably quickly. So I've got no problems at all doing these upgrades. I mean, generally that's why games give these upgrades, right? They are there to benefit you. They're not there to, cost you money in the long run. Or these kinds of games would just be pretty pointless, wouldn't they? Okay, 1 year, 1 month left on the mandate. Was this? Yes. Okay, so this one will be updated soon. So once I get down to the 18-month mark, I start to be a little bit concerned. But the logs are being exported, so probably one more shipment will do the logs, and we'll have that within the next year. So that'll be fine. I am cutting this a little bit thin, but I'm not too worried. In fact, there's a boat right now. So hopefully this boat will be picking up some logs for us. Let's speed that up and see what happens here. Otherwise, this might be one of the shortest series ever because I'm about to lose my mandate. We got another mine here, and we'll whack that up to full. I control click that one. I don't know if I control click this one, so just do that now real quickly before I forget. Here we go. So we've got a year, 5 months, and we'll add on the mandate now. As much as I like getting the colonists in, when you've only got a year, 5 months left, you definitely want to give yourself some more time to play the game, for obvious reasons that I shall not go into. Because I'm not going to insult your intelligence, guys. You're clearly intelligent people because you're watching my videos. Alrighty, 12-7. The research is going good. Now, I wonder if the mines can be upgraded at this stage. No, they can't. Okay. Aha, plantation upgrades. Also, let's get some more research going on before we do that. It wanted me to research the trigger. So we'll do that one first, then that one, then that one. No real particular order of that. Just put the trigger first purely because that's what they want me to do, and I'll get increased revolutionary support. We are, of course, trying to get this number here, the 25%, approval rating up to 51 or more, and by doing that we'll then be able to take over the island, basically we'll no longer be mandated to the royalty, who are currently giving us this island, and we have to keep doing stuff for them and getting our mandate up. Once we get to 51 or more, we'll be able to take control and do things completely our own way, which is awesome. And a fry to there, 16k worth of goods exported. It's just as well because I am spending a lot of money, so I do need this. Open jobs 3, and let's just see where those 3 are. 2 at the pig ranch, 1 at the logging camp. So yeah, we'll get these workers in. Oh, I can't. I'm too broke to invite foreign workers. But once I do get some more money, and if we whack the speed up, it will eventually go up. Then I can start looking to do that. Now, I want to check one other thing on happiness. So food variety is 5 at the moment, it's very good. And you can see here immediately, so healthcare 0, entertainment 0. So I think the next thing I want to do is build a tavern. So taverns, obviously entertainment, and they earn pretty decent money over the course of the game as it happens. And that might be enough to do it. But also then it will improve this mandate because at the moment there's no entertainment at all. An opera house, I also want to put in one of those. How much is that? 33. And a tavern is just $686. So you can see over on the right hand of the screen here you get predicted effectiveness. So obviously you want it to be as effective as possible. It's 107 in this green area. If I put up in the red area, here it's like 80. Now I never understand this early game because all the houses are here. So you'd think the best place for a tavern would be like right there, kind of in the centre of the town. But it wants it down at the dock, and who am I to judge? So I think if we put it in here, we've got good effectiveness, and it's still reasonably close to these houses, so that's going to be good. And as far as the opera house goes, see, I know I'm going to revamp this whole area that's going around the palace, but I don't really want to do it too much, where I put like an opera house there, and then I'm going to delete that again later as well. So we do want to try to at least have some things that are going to be permanent. So if I look at the Opera House, we'll zoom in on this. I believe it doesn't need a road connection, so I can put it literally anywhere. But of course, it is supposed to be this way around. It looks better this way around. I could put it there. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. Now, this is really not a smart place to put it as such. It's purely that I know what I'm doing later on in this game in terms of doing something nice around the palace, and we'll have like roads and things going around. And actually, yeah, I've just changed my mind on that one, so I'm going to cancel that. I get my money back. The reason being, I'm going to extend this road up here, and for now we'll just do that, but that's completely arbitrary just because that was there. And I'm going to then build my Opera House off of this road. So if we zoom in there, and actually let's put this road going across here so we can see how that looks. So basically, if we just zoom out here, we've got a road going behind the palace along there. And I'm just trying to grid things out a bit, and this will make a lot more sense later on as to what I'm doing. It's not going to fit in there, but it will fit quite nicely in there. However, if I put it in there, no, this is arbitrary, I should say. So what I'm going to do is put it here, and I'm going to give you a flavour of why I'm doing this with this one. So let's put it, say, we don't want to leave too much space, but let's say, we'll put it there. Now, what I like to do is put these gardens around it, and let's zoom right in here. So you can see these gardens here, and you can get all different types of garden going on, and you can pretty the whole area up for one thing, and that'll also make the area obviously more beautiful, but that's actually a good thing for your people. Will be happier then. So you get all these different types of gardens. So I actually quite like this one. So what I'm going to do is put a line of trees like this. Oh, I'm out of money. Okay, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put trees around like this and some stuff in front of all of the buildings that are going to be around the palace area here. Let's whack the speed back up. So that's why I'm leaving a bit of space and kind of gridding this out. And around the palace itself, we'll have loads of gardens and things. I have done this before. It does work out nicely in the end. We're just not at the stage yet where we can do it properly. But okay, here we go. Let's go back onto this. So I need to find the one I was just using. Now I believe, well, I know there is a quick way to scroll through these, and every time I play this game I tell myself I must look at how I'm going to do that, and every time I forget. It's really poor on my part. I will look into it. Now I deliberately left that space around the back before you start shouting at me, because I'm figuring we could have, if I can just find it, something like this with a couple of these. And if I zoom in, that's like a nice little walkway area out the back of the Opera House, you know, a place for people to gather, a bit of a statue, that sort of thing. And yeah, I'm just kind of making it pretty for pretty's sake, but why not? Enjoy yourself, right? And then round the front here, we've got some potential as well. And I wonder if I can even get a large garden in. Certain types of large garden might fit here. Actually, no, that building footprint's not going to allow me to do that. I kind of want to quick build it, but okay, here we go. Thanks to your efforts, blah, blah, blah. Basically, we get to choose one of these 3 rewards, and getting some educated citizens in would be great for me, so I'm going to do that one. Oh, and we got the military fort unlocked. That's why we got that reward. So let's have a look at some small gardens, and I'll put something a bit different out the front here. Maybe some lawns like this. They kind of look cool, but I'm just wondering if they're a bit too short compared to what we've got right next to it. Maybe like these. So that'll look quite nice once it's done, I'm hoping. And eventually we'll do that with a lot of our buildings, but for now it's just that one that's going to be like it. Quickly check the open jobs again, just one at the tavern. That means our tavern's built. There it is. So that's doing really well. No need to increase the budget at this stage. I will look to do that later on, but yep, that's doing good. And really no need to do anything with that at the moment, but just leave that there. Now these taverns can service, I think it's like 50, here we go, visitors, 33 out of 50. So we technically need 3 to service everyone. Okay, what's this saying? Research planks. I'm in the process of doing that anyway, so I'll definitely take that one. And the next one, research the shovel. Again, I've already done that. So sometimes you get those ones you've already done. Those are always very nice, because like right now, I get to do something, and I'm going to import revolutionaries again. So, yeah, there you go. Now, here we go. Let's just pause that right there. Here's the Opera House. Now, it looks nice anyway, but with this like this, I think it just looks a little bit nicer. And I think the last thing I'll do is we'll get a small garden. I want one that people can kind of walk through, and maybe even like that, and then they can walk around the flowers, and there's some benches if we zoom right in there, and that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? You know, if we're here like this, I think that looks quite nice. I'm trying to give you guys a good view of that. But yeah, so once you do that to your whole island, and bearing in mind these farms and things will eventually be gone, I think it looks really nice. Now, actually, you know what? That's probably a pretty good place to leave it for today, guys, because Haley, Shady, and all your friends, I have now got almost almost $9,000 in my bank. I'm back to positive. So you doubters were wrong. Okay, I am going to get this money up, and I've spent quite a lot this episode as well with getting in all the farm workers and things. We got decent happiness. I definitely want to improve that, and that's probably what I'll work on next time, is getting that happiness up to as much as I can, so we can start looking to get this island all to ourselves. Open jobs are 0, obviously that's perfect. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So guys, as always, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.